or less racist since Obama's been in office. And
I think the guy, if he says we are more racist,
I think he's right.
Well, I don't.
I do.
I
think he's
and
right.
I'll tell you why. We've always known that the Democratic Party was extremely racist. Okay? They're not any more racist just because Obama's president. Okay? It's just now they feel it's okay to come out and call everybody else a racist. Just because they're racist. It's called projection. So, no, the level of racism in the country has not increased because of Obama. The awareness of it, I think now we all know, we can see, at least all of us that are paying attention in this show, like Richard. I think if we ask Richard, we could say, Richard, do you think that it's more okay now to...
No, let me tell you why I say I think that we are actually more racist. Because a lot of what the guy said, if you take it in parts, it's right. When he says that people are now showing their true colors, that's right. Now, he's got who's doing it wrong. But when he says there are more, that people are more racist, look, man, a lot of this stuff, there's people that would have never, or at least most of my life, I've never heard any of them make any kind of disparaging remarks. But because of the people coming out and showing their true colors, it is turning more people into bigots that otherwise would have never been one.
You may have something there.
There's people who really never give race a thought up until now, because it keeps being pointed to over and over again by the press, and the mainstream media is doing such a fantastic job with the likes of Reverend Al and Jesse Jackson, and people like Melissa Harris Perry and this Joy Reid broad, when they're putting them out front and people, the general public, are hearing themselves be called racist and bigots just for not agreeing with a particular policy, it is actually turning them into bigots and racists. Because remember, a lot of these people like the head of the NAACP, when he's standing there beside Reverend Al, telling everybody how racist white America is, there's people that's watching that and going, well, you know what? If you're speaking for all of the African Americans in this country, then I'm starting to not like y'all. I've heard that kind of stuff on my own ears, man. There's people who say, if this is the way they're going to be represented, then yeah, I guess I'm going to have to be racist.
Well, the good thing is, and the only really good thing that I can take out of this, is that, guess what?
What?
Not all black people are Democrats.
Shut your mouth.
I know. And
when did this happen?
People walk up to Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson.
Mm-hmm.
Walk up to him and call that man a racist. I don't think so.
Or Thomas Sowell.
C.L. Bryant. You gonna call that man a racist? He loves everybody.
They call them race traitors.
He loves everybody, even stupid people.
Hey, you know what? All those people that I've heard that term a lot. Race traitor.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to occur to me that if you've ever used the word race traitor towards anybody, wouldn't that sort of make you a racist?
I think
ain't that racist?
A blue-collar comedy bit. You might be a racist. I'm serious, man. This is it. It's gotten out of hand, but at the same time, I'm actually a little glad.
Because they're starting to be seen for what they really are?
Yeah, man. This is exactly what we've always wanted, for these people to actually come right out and say what they believe in their own words. Because, look, there's a whole lot of people who might have taken their part, But then when they hear how bigoted these folks really are, they're going to, well, wait, I don't want that, and I don't want to teach my kids that.
Yeah.
So that at least is something that we can look on. And I mean, I know things look grim sometimes, but we can look at that and say, yeah, look, we don't have to say this about these folks because they're proving it every time they open their mouths these days. They used to keep quiet. They used to not be so bold about coming out and making statements like this in public. But let them talk, man. That's one reason why I will fight to defend their right to free speech. Because let's face it, man, it is the one thing that will save this country. As long as people are free to come out and be jerks and reveal themselves for what they are, then they will be revealed for what they are. And people won't follow them, or not as many people will. People like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all those, they're going to get followers. They're going to continue to have them no matter what we do or what we say, because there's a certain type of person that pulls that victim mantle close, but at least this way we know who they are, we know where they are.
Pull it close, they make a career out of it. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Well, look, let's talk about something happy. Can we talk about something happy?
Let's talk about something happy on this kind of dreary Tuesday.
Yeah. Phil Robertson, Duck Dynasty, come on.
If we love the Robertson family. I mean, we're not alone in that. America loves these folks.
And why? Why does America love the Robertson family? I mean, let's face it, dude. We live at a time right now where if you espouse Christian beliefs, then you're a nutcase. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Phil, this week on the video that we were watching, Phil is talking about a touchy subject in this country, and he's talking about abortion. And he's got a Bible in his hand, and he starts talking about how outlandish people think us Christians are for the way that we believe. And he starts going down a list of U.S. presidents that held firm Christian beliefs, like George Washington. There's been a lot of people try to say that George Washington, he was not a religious man. Mm-hmm. Those people apparently never read anything that the man wrote, or read anything by anyone who ever knew George Washington. And then when he's talking about the abortion issue, he's talking about our abortion culture, how nowadays it's just like, it's a woman's right.
It's birth control.
Yeah, it's not whether it's, ain't got nothing to do with it being complete murder. It's a woman's right to kill the baby growing inside her. Period.
Whenever she wants to.
And if you don't think that way, then you hate women and you're a racist. Listen to Phil.
Listen, from the time you started inside your mother's womb, Thomas Jefferson had it right. You have a God-given right to live, for crying out loud. You're this long. You're a week old inside your mother. They sucked you out of there when you're about like that. You wouldn't be here tonight. When you got about the size of my thumb, they sucked you out. You wouldn't be here. Then you grew a little bigger, like my fist. And finally, 8-9 months later, you come out. And we debate whether it's some woman has the right to tear you out of there a piece at a time? Come on! You have a God-given right to live, and of all places inside your mother. What in the world happened to us? I'll tell you what happened to us. We need more George Washington. We need more Andrew Jacksons. We need more Thomas Jeffersons. A God-given right to live, to be free.
Tell it, Phil. What has happened to us? That's a question that me and Casey have been asking for a long time. what are we becoming? When did this become the normal way of thinking?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. God bless Phil Robertson for becoming famous and being out there and being able to get a platform like that. I don't even know where he was speaking.
You know what occurs to me? You know, and like I said earlier, the reason Phil was even talking about it is because he's getting tired of seeing all the Christian bashing. He's getting tired of being told how much Christians are hated just for their own Christian beliefs. And the more I think about it, I'm not so sure that we as Christians are hated as much as we're being told we are. Because most of the hate speech that we hear, about Christians comes from the mainstream media, comes from the television shows that we watch, the movies that we go see.
And we still maintain, y'all, there's more of us than there are of them.
Look, the Bible is still the all-time #1 bestseller. I was looking at an article on the Blaze today. There's an app, and it's called the Bible. It's a Bible app by YouVersion. It is one of the top downloaded apps in the world. I can't. What was it, Tina? Like something like 66,000 every 15 minutes. 66,000 people are reading their Bible by that Bible app. That's insane. That is an insane amount of people digging into God's Word. I don't think that we are as hated as people are making it out. But it's the people who are in control of all of our entertainment that want to lead us to believe that our beliefs are outdated or that our beliefs are hateful. It doesn't make sense. How can the Christian belief that it's not right to kill an unborn child be considered hateful? How can
it's racist and you don't like women?
How can believing in the right to defend your home or your family or yourself against thieves and murderers, how can that be hateful?
Because you're just crazy and racist and you can't be trusted. And we're going to have to send you to a re-education camp. Boy, I can see that right now.
Why is it hateful to push for hard work instead of handouts? Why is that hateful? Why is it hateful to think that every person in this country has an equal opportunity to succeed in this country?
See, if you wasn't such a racist, you'd know why.
Oh. Well, why is it so outlandish? Why is it hateful? Pardon me. Why is it hateful to want to follow the Constitution that's worked for over 200 years? Why is that hateful?
See, if you wasn't such a racist, you'd understand.
Oh. Well, then that's...
It's just because you're racist, man. I mean...
So is Phil a racist?
Just quit existing because, you're in the way. That's what you are.
Is Phil Robertson a bigot?
He must be. If he thinks,
Well, then are that many people tuning in to their show just because they want to watch?
Because they're all bigots.
They want to
even
watch
them little
him be
kids,
a bigot.
that don't even really know anything or understand anything about racism. They must have some kind of predisposition for it. Just because, hey, look, why are you asking such hard questions?
I'm sorry. That's just that's the conservative in me. My bad. I ought to know better than that.
And look,
why is it?
Look, you need to get to Common Core, man.
I was going to say, why is it hateful to want your children to do mathematics the right way and get the right answers and be told when they're wrong? Why is that hateful? I can't figure that out. But if you don't go along with this common core